nervous. I know I'm supposed to be doing NaNoWriMo right now, but this seems like a much better option.
I decided to do a Thoughts from Places video from the best place in the world to sit and think. This was shot during November when I was supposed to be in a writing frenzy trying to finish my 50,000 words. Instead, I spent 2 or 3 hours sitting on the beach, soaking up the sun and reading The Casual Vacancy. And I think it was a good thing to do, despite being about 2,000 words behind with 2 days to go. This being my first victorious year was really bittersweet for me. Obviously, I was floored that I did it, and I felt such an amazing combination of shock and amazement and glee over finally meeting this challenge. It wasn't the first story or even the first novel that I've completed, but it was the first one that I've completed on a deadline, which is a good thing. It shows me that I am capable of doing something insane given the proper motivation and time to do it. But I think Nano is a double-edged sword. It gives motivation and a deadline, which is awesome, but it also does tend to have the same problems as any binge and purge system has. I wrote my hands off in November, and I really haven't done anything much since. I've written a few short stories, but nothing of any real value, nothing with possibility. I went full out for 30 days and I ended up burning myself out. Just like with anything, you need to pace yourself. In this case, a wise thing to do would have been to gradually write more and more up until Nano, or at the very least start with an outline, which I've never done and probably will never do. And I read other people's thoughts on Nano, and everyone seems to be as equally conflicted as I am. It's great because it gets people writing, but what they read ends up being total crap, so the question becomes, is it even worth it? Most people who finish don't take the time to edit the draft they wrote, because that's what you end up with at the end of Nano, is a rough draft. Professional writers work at a much higher pace than what is laid out for Nano, so is it a thing that people should even consider doing? I feel that the answer in the end is yes. It isn't a means to an end, but it is a starting point. I don't think people should get into Nano assuming that they're going to write the great American novel on their first go. But they are practicing. It can be discouraging to spend so much time writing something that is pretty awful and have to be written over and over again. Most people don't feel the drive to rewrite. But it is a story that they got out of their head and onto paper. I feel the naysayers of Nano are the types of people that think overweight people shouldn't go out to the gym because they aren't already able to run marathons. As with most skills, it's slow to learn, it's tedious, and you try and fail a dozen times before it sticks, if it ever does. And for a lot of people it won't. But does that mean it's not worth it? Self-improvement is always worth it.